Hey guys, today we're diving into a showdown that could shake up the entire World Series of Pro Mod. Kai Kelly, one of the biggest names in Street Outlaws, has thrown down the gauntlet, calling out Ken Quartuccio for a first-round battle at the biggest Pro Mod race ever. This isn't just another race, this is a bold challenge to the hottest racer in the game right now. If this matchup happens, it could be one for the history books. Let's break it all down, why Kai made this call-out, what it means for the SOP, and how this showdown could change the game. Kai Kelly isn't just showing up to race, he's making a statement. In true outlaw fashion, he isn't waiting for fate to decide who he races. Instead, he's going after the biggest dog in the yard, Ken Quartuccio, a man who has been dominating the Pro Mod scene. Ken is fresh off a huge win at the US Street Nationals and was the runner-up at Snowbird Nationals, where he lost to none other than Kai Kelly himself. That alone tells you this rematch would be pure fireworks. But Ken has been on a tear, running mid 3.50s consistently, and his car is dialed in with Steve Petty tuning. That's an elite combination and one that makes him arguably the baddest man in Pro Mod racing right now. So why would Kai, who isn't even driving a true Pro Mod, call out the most dangerous racer in the game? Simple strategy. A lot of people might think Kai is crazy for calling out Ken in the first round, but there's a method to the madness. Kai knows that Ken's car only gets stronger as the race goes on. The more passes Ken makes on that track, the more dialed in his team gets, and the harder it becomes to beat him. If Kai wants to take him out, round one is the best chance to do it. It's the moment when things are most unpredictable. Track conditions are still variable, and teams are still adjusting. If Ken has a chance of making a mistake, it's early on, and that's exactly when Kai wants him. And let's not forget, Kai isn't coming to SOP alone. He's got an elite tuning team behind him, including Jeff Pierce and Billy Stocklin, two of the best minds in the game. This isn't just a gutsy move, it's a well-calculated attack. This race is already shaping up to be the biggest Pro Mod event of all time, with over 80 cars fighting for a spot in the top 32. The level of competition is insane, and every round is going to be a war. But if Kai and Ken actually face off in round one, it's going to set the tone for the entire event. This is the kind of battle that draws crowds, sparks debates, and defines careers. Think about it, Ken is the guy to beat. If Kai takes him down early, he immediately establishes himself as the biggest threat in the field. On the other hand, if Ken wins, it cements his dominance and puts everyone else on notice. It's a win-or-go-home situation, and both drivers know what's at stake. Let's be real, Ken Quartuccio is the favorite. His car has been flawless, his team is on fire, and he's been racking up wins left and right. But if there's one guy who thrives as the underdog, it's Kai Kelly. We saw what he did at the US Street Nationals, where he took out Stevie Fast in a nail-biter before bowing out in the second round. We've seen him go head-to-head with the best in the business, and we know he's got the skills, experience, and confidence to take on anyone. The question is, will his Camaro, Can't Get Right, have what it takes to run with Ken's Pro Mod? This is where things get interesting. Kai's car isn't a full-blown Pro Mod, but it's been punching way above its weight class. He qualified 7th at the US Street Nationals, proving he's got the speed to hang with the best. If Kai and his team can find just a little extra power and consistency, this upset is possible. But make no mistake, he's going to need to be flawless to pull it off. Now, the big question, will Ken accept Kai's call-out? So far, Ken hasn't responded publicly, but let's be honest, how could he say no? This is a marquee matchup, and Ken is never one to back down from a fight. If he wants to prove he's the absolute best, there's no better way to do it than by taking down Kai Kelly in round one. If he accepts, fans are in for a first-round battle that will go down in history. If he declines, well, that just adds more fuel to the fire for a future showdown. The World Series of Pro Mod is already shaping up to be an all-out war, but this Kai versus Ken battle could take things to another level. Kai Kelly is stepping up and challenging the hottest racer in Pro Mod today. Ken Quartuccio has been unstoppable, but can he handle the pressure of a first-round showdown? If this race happens, it could be the most talked-about battle of the weekend. What do you guys think? Can Kai pull off the upset, or will Ken prove he's untouchable? Drop your predictions in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Street Outlaws action. This is going to be one wild ride. Let's see how it all unfolds. Dear friends, Kye Kelley and Stevie Fast Jackson are two of the biggest names in drag racing, and their rivalry has been brewing for years. Both drivers bring a unique style to the track, Kelley with his raw talent and fearless approach, Jackson with his technical expertise and strategic mind. Whenever these two lined up against each other, it's more than just a race, it's a battle for supremacy. Coming into the U.S. Street Nationals, both drivers had momentum. Kelley had recently dominated at the Snowbird Outlaw Nationals, while Jackson, known for his relentless preparation, was determined to prove that he was still the man to beat. The anticipation was at an all-time high. It wasn't just about advancing to the next round, it was about bragging rights. From the moment the pair lined up at the starting line, the tension was palpable. This was the kind of match that racing fans dream about, a first-round elimination race that felt like a final. When the lights dropped, both drivers launched off the line with near-perfect reaction times. For the first half of the race, it was neck and neck, with neither car giving an inch. But as they approached the finish line, Kelley's Camaro began to edge ahead, ultimately securing the win with a decisive margin. The crowd erupted. Kelley had just eliminated one of the most dominant figures in drag racing in a first-round matchup. This wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. Kelley's win wasn't just about raw horsepower, it was about execution. Despite having limited testing time leading up to the event, Kelley and his team found the right combination to maximize their car's potential. His third-gen Camaro, Can't Get Right, had the power, but it was Kelley's composure and flawless execution that sealed the deal. On the other side, Stevie Fast was no slouch. His launch was just as strong, and his reaction time was just as sharp. But in drag racing, the smallest details can make all the difference. Whether it was a slight miscalculation in tuning, a minor traction issue, or simply Kelley's superior execution, the race ended with Jackson on the losing end. For Kelley, this was the kind of victory that solidifies a driver's legacy. Beating a competitor like Jackson, who is known for his ability to win under pressure, isn't easy. But Kelley did it in commanding fashion, proving that he's not just one of the best on the street outlaw circuit, he's one of the best, period. Kelley's win at the U.S. Street Nationals wasn't just a personal achievement, it had huge implications for the sport. Drag racing needs rivalries like this. Racing thrives on great rivalries. Whether it's John Force versus Don Prudhomme or Big Chief versus Daddy Dave, the sport is fueled by intense matchups that keep fans engaged. Kelley versus Jackson is quickly becoming one of the must-watch rivalries in the modern era. Street Outlaws versus Pro Mod Racers. There's always been debate about whether Street Outlaws racers can truly compete with Pro Mod drivers. Kelley's victory over Jackson, a seasoned Pro Mod champion, sent a clear message: the Street Outlaws guys can hold their own with the best of the best. A future rematch is inevitable. You can bet that Stevie Fast isn't going to let this loss go unanswered. This race was just one chapter in what could be an epic back-and-forth rivalry. Expect Jackson to come back stronger than ever, looking to settle the score in their next showdown. Despite the fierce competition, there's a deep level of respect between Kelley and Jackson. They might talk trash before a race, but once they hit the track, it's all about performance. After the race, Jackson congratulated Kelley, acknowledging that on this day, Kelley was simply better. That's what makes drag racing so great. It's a brotherhood of competitors who push each other to be better. Kelley's victory at the U.S. Street Nationals is just the beginning. With this win under his belt, he's now a marked man. Other racers will be gunning for him, eager to knock him off his pedestal. But if there's one thing we know about Kye Kelley, it's that he thrives under pressure. Looking ahead, there are bigger races, tougher matchups, and even higher stakes. Can he keep up this level of performance? Will he and Jackson have a rematch in the near future? One thing is for sure, drag racing fans are in for one hell of a ride. Kye Kelley's victory over Stevie Fast at the U.S. Street Nationals was more than just a race, it was a moment that will be remembered for years to come. It had everything a drag racing fan could ask for: intensity, drama, and a stunning finish. This wasn't just about winning a race, it was about proving something. And on that day, Kye Kelley proved he's one of the best to ever do it. So, what do you think? Is this just the beginning of a legendary rivalry? Will Stevie Fast come back stronger, or is Kelly now the man to beat? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Street Outlaws action.